There are some people out there with very bad decision making skills. You have to really look out for them. Red flags are always apparent. There are a lot of people who make very bad decisions. They have bad decision making skills, don't know how to critically think about a lot of shit. People that you seriously have to avoid, especially when it comes to finding somebody to be in a relationship with, finding, making business decisions. You have to avoid people who make bad decisions because they still in a learning process. Hopefully they won't be making those bad decisions forever, but clearly it's things that they haven't learned yet. You don't want to get caught up in what that might bring your way. Of course, some people are just unlucky, and you got to stay away from people with bad luck too, but beware of people who make bad decisions and people whose bad decisions are apparent even when you first meet them. You can first meet somebody and they have things going on and very apparent, issues that tell you up front that they have terrible decision making skills. Don't get entangled with those people unless you see in some way, shape, or form that they have learned from whatever they went through. Like I said, some people are still learning and you don't know how long it's going to take them to learn whatever the hell they need to learn. You got to observe them from a distance so you don't get caught up in that. You don't want to get caught up in it. At one point, I had bad decision-making skills. Just bad decisions I was making all around. Relationship-wise, money-wise, just in general. I make this point all the time about learning from your mistakes. Once you've learned, you can try to help people, teach them, especially if they're going down the same path you went on and it's not the right path to be on. But don't put yourself in a position that you have to make sacrifices or that your peace and your well-being is on the line just to help them out. Because then you're just putting yourself in a bad position, a bad predicament. I have met a lot of people who don't know how to just think critically, get their gears turning in their head. I was like that at one point. There are some things I still have trouble grasping mentally. And if somebody ain't grasping it, they ain't getting it, there's something going on upstairs that they either ain't learning or they ain't wired right in the brain. You know what I'm saying? Be careful of people like that, or you'll get caught up in the fuckery that is them. If you're a bad decision maker, hopefully you're learning from it. You don't want to be stuck that way forever or dragging other people down with your bad decisions, especially if you're a leader. There are a lot of leaders with bad decision making skills. Somehow they became leaders. I don't know. If you make decisions and you're fucking up and you're learning, that's different. Everybody got to go through a learning process. You can't skip mistakes. Mistakes have to be made in order to get better at anything in life. Anything. You cannot skip that part. You have to go through it. A lot of people try to avoid it, take the easy way out, and it's just no way to avoid that. You're gonna have to, if you're truly hungry and want something in life, you're gonna have to go through some fuck ups. People are out here trying to rely on other people. People want other people to fuck up for them first. You know what I mean? People are waiting on other people, seeing if it works for them first before they try to do it. People going about life all the wrong ways instead of going through trial and error themselves. They'd rather put somebody else through it or see how somebody else go through it before they put their foot out there. And they're going to forever stay stagnant. And then once somebody else go through it, they want to get all the answers from them. But no, it don't work like that. People can teach you all day and show you the right path. You still gonna fuck up and make mistakes because you're a whole different person than them. That's something I heard from a podcast earlier. No matter what you learn, no matter how much information you try to take in before you make a decision or go for an endeavor, you still gonna fuck up. You are different than the next person. There are things that reading and learning just can't teach you that experience can. You know what I mean? You just have to go through that yourself because there are things about you that need to be fixed that somebody else might already have in order. Part of fucking up is learning yourself. You have to learn where you're weak at and where you're strong at. It teaches you your strengths and your weaknesses. You're never going to learn enough. You always have to go through the experience first. You can't take everybody else's experiences and try to make them your own. Especially when you're trying to go for your dreams and your goals. And it's good to be aware of things. Don't get me wrong. It's good to be aware of certain situations and what could be. There are things you can learn that will help you avoid potholes in the future. But ultimately, something is going to happen that you did not expect. And oftentimes, it's going to be because of a bad decision that you made as the person that you are. You know what I mean? And you just got to get used to that. It is what it is. Be ready to make mistakes. Go out there. Stop being scared to fuck up. It is what it is. You're gonna have to go through it. There's too many people out here relying on other people to guide them and spoon feed them all the information and everything that they need to know, when it just don't work like that. You have to put your foot in the pool and test the water yourself. There's just so many people out here just want to have it the easy way, period. They want somebody else to pay their damn bills. They want somebody else to guide them through life. They want somebody else to buy this for them. They want somebody else to buy that for them. It's just too much of that going on in life. And it's just sickening how low people will stoop, how much of their dignity they have sacrificed just to get the easy way out. There's nothing about success that is easy. There's nothing about chasing your dreams and goals that is easy. You need to go through it. Don't put nobody else through it. You got to go through it. Because you are your own separate individual. At the end of the day, there are things about you that you need to learn about yourself. You need to learn your strengths and your weaknesses. Because there are people that are stronger in areas that other people just aren't. You have weaknesses that another person is strong in. And you can learn from them. Don't get me wrong. Like, whatever you can learn from people who have strengths in areas that you are weak in. You can definitely learn. But there's always that chance that you're still going to make certain mistakes based off of how you think. There's always some goddamn ambulance around here going around for some reason. What is going on here? So yeah, stop trying to take the easy way out of everything. Nobody's here to take care of you. Life is too short to be taking care of people. Life is too short to be, trying to spoon feed the information to everybody and, hold somebody's hand all their life. It's just too short for that. Gotta go through it yourself. That's it. I'll be damned if I go through what I gotta go through the hard way and then somebody come up to me and think I'm finna make it easy for them because they want to go down the same path. I can give you some tips. I can tell you what to avoid, but I'm not finna hold your hand and spoon feed you. You're not finna waste my time, my money, and my energy. That's just not finna happen. There are people who will drain you dry of all your time, your energy, and your resources when you're trying to help them achieve a certain goal or whatever. And they think that just because they know you or just because, y'all close or y'all might be family or friends, that you obligated to spoon feed them information and give them the tips and the answers and the resources. And that's just not true. I didn't make all these mistakes and bump my head and waste all this time and money making mistakes just so you can have it easy. That's not what it's all about. If I love you and I care about you, I'm going to try to make sure you avoid things that will, that are not in your best interests and that will, help you out. I'm going to try to give you information that's going to help you out in the long run. But I'm not going to spoon feed you and hold your hand. That's not happening. I'm not finna break my neck trying to get to the top and then put a ladder down to help you up. No, it's not happening. I don't need nobody coming around wasting my resources, my time, and my money after I done worked hard for it just so you can live a comfortable life. It's not happening. I don't know where people got that idea, where people got that from, but no. Go through it like I went through it. Go get it on your own. And don't feel bad either for treating people like that. As long as you at least giving them something that, if you care about them enough and you give them some type of information that'll help them in the long run, cool. But you don't have to waste so much time and energy trying to help them through the whole process. Hopefully I can get to an area in my life one day where, that I can't, I got enough time and resources where I can help people out as much as I can. I do want to do that, but you got to know your worth. You have to know your worth, and you have to have a clear vision for what you want in your life. And a clear vision for people who are coming to try to siphon off of your energy. It just don't work like that. It's not happening. Have a clear vision for what you want. Try to make your vision as clear as possible. No matter how uncertain it looks, go for what you want in your life. I don't care if it seems like it's fucking impossible. Go for it. Don't let nobody stop you from going for what you want in your life. Don't let nobody drain you of your energy. Don't let nobody come and try to take what you worked hard for and make it their own. That's not happening. We are adults. We are all grown. That's not what we're here for. We're not here to babysit people. We're not here to take care of people that we're not going to be spending our lives with, and that's not important loved ones. It's not happening. Keep your head clear. Keep distracting people from around you. Keep your eyes focused on the prize. You will get to where you need to go. Don't take the easy way out of everything. Stop trying to avoid mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. Learn from them. Keep going. I say that all the time. I'm always talking about making mistakes and keeping going. Learn from everything. I don't care. And like I just said, I don't care how impossible it seems. Chase your dream. And no matter what your age is, I don't care how old you are. Be reasonable, though. Don't get me wrong. Make reasonable, educated decisions and know your limitations. You have to know your limits too. Realistically, we all have limits. There are things that we can't do because of certain, circumstances and whatnot. But it's not impossible for you to achieve success in areas that you have the capabilities in. You know what I mean? But make educated, reasonable, realistic decisions based off of, information that you've made the effort to gather. Don't go off of what could happen. Don't go off of what you hoping and praying to happen. Make reasonable, educated decisions and make your moves based off that. It's good to dream. Chase your dreams. It's good to have goals. Chase your goals. But none of that can happen without making reasonable, educated decisions. And I'm learning that more and more myself. I have to actually learn from what I'm going through and learn from the resources and the information that's out there that's readily available for me to get. I can go on Google. It's so easy to get information. Like I said, experience is the best teacher. Don't get me wrong. But there's so much information that's abundant out here that you can get. That's free resources everywhere. Go get it. There's no excuses. Go get the information you need. Go get the experience that you need so you can do what you need to do. A lot of limitations we place on ourselves. There are self-imposed limits and barriers that you place on yourself that need to be broken. Whatever barrier that you're hiding behind, that you've placed on yourself in your mind, you need to break it. Because 9 times out of 10, it's all in your head. Break that barrier, break that invisible bubble that you have, that you done encircled yourself with, thinking that it's not possible, because it's very possible. Most of the time, with the limits that we put on ourselves, they're not even real. They're not there. Take that shit off of you and go. Go for what you know. Go for what you want. Whatever you think is holding you back might not be holding you back. Is it really holding you back? Be reasonable about it. Be realistic. Is it something that's genuinely stopping you from achieving what you want? If you can say it's genuinely stopping you and it's literally something that you can't get past, like a fucking, I don't know, you might have a deformity or something, or I don't know what example to use, but if realistically it's something that is stopping you, that's cool. That's fine. But if it's not really stopping you, then really think about that. Break through. Stop limiting yourself. Stop putting all these barriers over your mind. It all can be broken through. You got the power to do more than what you allow yourself to think you can do. You know what I mean? And there are no excuses. Accountability is everything. Whatever, look at yourself and just know. Look at yourself and ask yourself, whose fault is it really for the things going on in your life? The problems that you have, the limits you put on yourself, all of that. Whose fault is it really? Did you make bad decisions that got you where you are? Take accountability for that. Learn from what you did and move on. Simple as that. It don't get no simpler. It's plain cut and dry. Take accountability for your actions and your decision making and just get better. Don't feel embarrassed about it. Don't feel like you're worthless. Don't feel like you're not competent. Don't feel like you're not competent because you made some bad decisions and now you are stuck on those decisions and you froze and you're scared to move forward. No, just learn from it. Make yourself competent. That's all you got to do. I got to tell myself everything I'm telling to this camera is shit I gotta tell myself all the time. I have to not think so much about how wrong things could go because I made a mistake or fuck up. I have to think about what I could have did differently. What could you do differently? What decisions do you need to make going forward when you're in that situation again? Long as you're at least making an effort to think about stuff like that, can't do no wrong. Take accountability for yourself and your actions, and you will go a long way. There are a lot of people out here who are not taking accountability for the actions and decisions they make. They are dangerous people to be around. Avoid them at all costs. I will not waste my time around people who are not accountable for the decisions they make anymore. It's just too draining mentally. It's too draining resource-wise. It's just too much. No, we don't have time on this earth to spend making sacrifices because of other people's incompetence that they're not learning from, that they're not trying to better themselves from. It's too much. Go for what you know. Cut off people who are around you that are making bad decisions, that are incompetent. Cut them off immediately. Stop hanging around them. Love them from, if there's somebody you care for, love them from a distance. You don't have to completely cut them off. You gotta love them from a distance though. Don't involve them in your immediate business, that what you got going on, especially if you're meant for something and you're doing something that's important. You have to avoid those people because they will fuck up everything you have going on. And I've had to learn that the hard way myself. You know what I mean? There have been times and opportunities I could have bettered my life and went further, and I allowed certain people in my life that weren't meant to be there. They just weren't meant for the journey. It's just a lot of people that are not meant to be on the journey that you're on. You have to let them, cut them loose, or love them from a distance, one or the other. It happens. People grow apart. People take different paths in life that's just not meant for other people, and you gotta come to terms with that. It's okay. Come to terms with it. Be at peace with it overall. It's a hard decision to have to cut some people off and have to keep people away from you, and but it's the decision that you have to make, especially if they are somebody that's not accountable, not a good decision maker, don't have a good judgment of character, all of that. Be better and do better. That's it at the end of the day. But I had to get that off my chest because there are it's just too many people out here who are readily able to sabotage your life and drain and siphon all of your energy from you, especially when you're trying to do better for yourself. Like I said, when you know better, you do better. And that's it. That's all. Break your limits. Be a good judge of character. Being a good judge of character is so important because there's just so many people who, when you have a shining light about you and you have a purpose in your life and people see that you actually got your head on straight and you have things you're trying to accomplish, people are attracted to that like moths to a lamp. And when they want to take that away from you, you know what I mean? Some people want to add to it. There are people who want to add to it. That's why you have to be a good judgment of character, because the people who want to take away from it can pose as people who want to add to it. They really just want to take away from it. You know what I mean? So be a good judgment of character and only allow certain people in your circle. Everybody's not meant to be around you. Only allow like-minded people who have a genuine interest. Only allow like-minded people around you who share a genuine interest in the things that you have an interest in, and they can serve to either better you, help you, anything like that. Allow people in your life that y'all can feed off of each other's energy. You know what I mean? Bounce back ideas back and forth that can give you constructive criticisms. There are people that you need to have around you that will tell you things that you need to hear. If you can take it and process it and see what you can pick from it, and if it's genuine criticism or something that's really gonna help you, that's the person you have to keep around. Even if it stings when they tell you what they got to tell you, but you got to do the same for them too. You got to reciprocate that energy. You have to reciprocate that energy to them, because don't make it a one-way thing. Make sure you're trying to help them build as much as they helping you build. And like I already said, there are people who will pose like they trying to be there for you and help you, but they're really trying to feed off your energy, and they just want to know your business so they can tell the next person. There are people who want to feed off you and they only want to know your business because they want to tell the next person. And those are the worst type of people, because All they're gonna do is go when you fuck up. They're gonna run. They ain't gonna offer no help, no genuine advice that'll help you. They're just gonna take that information, run, and tell it to the next person. Gossip, gossipers, no. That's why I stress have a good judgment of character. Know who to have around you. Know who to tell your business. Yeah, you'll go far when you got the right people around you. When you got the right net. When you build the right network full of people who you can benefit from one another. Something I'm learning myself. I'm learning all of this myself, and it's all common sense. It's nothing new that I'm saying. It's nothing groundbreaking. I say this all the time, but people need to hear it again and again so it can be hammered home. I'm a flawed individual just like everybody else. And there are things that I need to learn. I don't try to come off as if I know everything, but I do try to come off as if I've learned something that could better me and it might better somebody else. So just learn from everything, learn from people who are genuine and willing to help you learn more.